Mike was the president of the Allied Botanical Corporation. He's in the business of flower and vegetable production. He supplies flowering annuals to property developers and landscapers and introduces unusual varieties not found in the Philippines of sunflower, magenta sunflower, cosmos in pink and red, blue and white, and blue sage, and gonfila. He grows semi-temperate vegetables like lettuce and cabbage and cucumber in his farm in Bukid Amara, Lukban, Quezon. Thank you for being with us. My thanks.
Round of applause, please. Those of you who seem to be very active, I think it's because of the presence of our cameras here. We're doing appeal on television, so I hope you put your best face forward when the camera zooms on you. Okay, let's start. Go ahead, please, take the floor.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Happy to be invited as one of your leaders. I'm humbled by the presence of all the big guys. Well, I was actually invited when Ma'am Bernadette to talk to you about vegetable production and flowers. But right now, I suggested maybe I can talk a little bit more about a new sector in agriculture that's up and coming, which is the agritourism. And it seems to be getting a very good, ground in the industry. So last year I decided to retire from my corporate work. I used to manage a company, a seed company to be exact, and we supply majority of the vegetable seeds that most of the farmers, the Filipino farmers, plant. From temperate vegetable like all these cabbages and broccolis and cauliflower that you find in Benguet and Bukidnon. We were the main supplier. We are the main supplier to the tropical vegetable like the bitter gourd, the eggplant that you found in the tropical. That's basically our specialty. So and at the same time, the salad crops like the greenhouse vegetable, bell peppers, tomatoes. This is basically our strength. I have been a seedsman. What I would say, if I may allow me to stand up, I have been a seedsman for 20 years. By means of seedsman, when you talk about vegetable varieties, flower varieties, and herbs, I would say I can pretty much tell you or recommend to you what you can grow in your farm. So that's the background. I was born as a farmer's grandson. So farming is very close to my heart. I started my career in agriculture. I studied agriculture at UP Los Baños, and that's what had me took off. So last year, living in Manila is quite tiresome with the traffic and all the pollution and the noise and in and out of the office, and all the problems in the office. I decided I had enough, basically. I had enough of traffic, so I said, let me go back to my roots and see if I can, practice what I have been been preaching for the last 20 years, walk the talk, basically. So I want to prove to everyone and to myself as well that, the things that I have been doing, I can execute it as well. So that's what I did. So this is my farm right now. Behind you is my farm. And that's my wife. So we used to live in the city, now we went up to the province, and now we are farming. As I mentioned, I was in corporate. I deal a lot with the vegetable industry, and I've been around. Used to be with the European Chamber of Commerce and the Agri Division as well, and very much involved in all the forums and all the activities when it comes to agriculture. My job took me to many places, with trainings, exposure to different industries, in Europe and North America when it comes to technology. More or less, when it comes to vegetables and flowers, I have already acquired a lot of knowledge on that ground. So we in the Philippines, we pioneered the introduction of salad crops and greenhouse vegetable in the country. So if we talk about greenhouse varieties that you can grow in any locations in the Philippines, I can more or less tell you what you may be able to grow when it comes to that. And we've done a lot of training as well when it comes to integrated pest management. So sustainability approach in farming is basically where I'm at right now. Hydroponics is one of our specialty as well. So if you want to go into it later on in the future, unfortunately this is not my topic for today, but later on I can share to you how you can do it as well. I have a project in Alfonso. I'm putting up about 5,000 square meter of greenhouse right now with a partner to do salad crops as well. And that's another business. I have my own farm. So yeah, we practice what we call scouting and monitoring, sustainable approach in pest management. We monitor our pests on a daily basis so that we know where they're at, where the epicenter is, and how we can control them. Not just by chemical control, but all kinds of methods we employ it. So from there, so that's my corporate world, and then we went back to the Carabao way of farming, So primarily because in 2017, the company I used to work with, we tried to figure out a way how we can popularize the use of sunflower as cut flower in the Philippines. Because sunflower is underrated. It's mostly roses, it's mostly chrysanthemum. And at the time, we are having a difficult time convincing people to take a look at sunflower as a cut flower business. Because it's a very easy crop, it's a very profitable crop, at least in the Philippines. And that's when I had an idea of coming up with an attraction, which is more or less an agritourism. But later on, I will tell you about that. So, the rise of agritourism in the Philippines, agritourism has been around since the 1990s, but it was never institutionalized, and most are composed of private farms and companies. But in recent years, Philippines ranked one of the most popular agritourism destinations in the region. And more farms are opening their doors to both domestic and foreign tourists. The tourism industry in the Philippines is ever growing. The domestic tourism is ever increasing, if you have noticed. So, the good thing about farm tourism is when Senator Villar, authored the Farm Tourism Act, it actually sort of like kick-started the tourism industry, the agri-tourism industry in the Philippines, and they are providing a lot of support. They build roads together with the Department of Public Works and Highway to make your tourist destination accessible, and they do a lot of marketing for you if you are an accredited farm tourism site. So, and they provide policies and regulation for you to make the business environment more conducive. So, and right now they have two categories of tourism. One is a day farm, where you can just entertain tourists on a daily trip or daily tour, and the other one is as a farm resort. I think for real estate developers, this is basically what they're looking at. Or a family party is what they're looking at. So, like I said, we did this sunflower maze in Tayug, Pangasinan when I was in the company. In 2017, I launched it just to push our varieties out of the market, and not knowing that sunflower is very popular to the Filipinos in a way that it created a buzz in social media, both domestic and international. And we, in a day, like that was 2017, Panagbenga weekend, we got about 11,000 visitors in one Saturday and 13,000 visitors on a Sunday. So we were quite surprised. We flooded the whole town of Tayo, Pangasinan with tourists in just 2-day period. And it was crazy. We never knew that sunflower was that popular. As a business, if you're going into it, the reason why we wanted to promote the sunflower growing, not really for farm tourism at the time, is because it's, like I said, you grow about 9 plants per square meter. If you go to Dangwa, they sell it for, let's say, 150 to 100 pesos, let's say 50 pesos. So that means in 1 square meter, you get about, 450 pesos gross? 450 pesos gross per square. And that's only in 45 days. Where can you get a cash crop? 45-day crop, 450 pesos per square meter gross. Right? So that means if I have 1,000 square meters, I'm gonna get about 450,000 pesos gross in 45 days, less than 2 months.
And in 1 hectare?
In 1,000 squares.
No, how about in 1 hectare?
4.5 million. See? So that's why we were very much pushing for it, At that time, 2017, we were pushing for it. Why don't you grow sunflower? Because unlike other countries, sunflower is still a high-value flower. Until now, if you go to Dangwa, you can buy for maybe 70, 90 pesos. Dangwa. If you go to the supermarket or to the flower shop, how much is a piece? 250 pesos a piece. And growing sunflower is not that hard. Maybe it will cost you maybe at most 10 pesos to grow. At most. Because it grows like, it balloons. When you irrigate correctly, when you do your cultivation correctly, it just grows like wheat. Quite simple. So that's what drives us to promote sunflower growing. And true enough, when we did the sunflower mix, it went viral. That 2018 Mother's Day, roses were replaced in Dangwa with sunflower. So we created basically a new industry. And out of that, we created a new industry of sunflower farm tourism. And it was replicated, it went viral. This is the design I made in our research farm. This is our research farm in the company. It's a 23-hectare farm. But I allocated about 3 hectares for farm tourism concept. It's a concept. This concept was actually designed for a real estate developer in Makati City. Agria. So, because they asked us, okay, can you help us do a sort of like a farm tourism concept? But Ricky and the mayor did not approve. So, because I think at that time they're not ready. So I said, okay, I'm so frustrated, I made the design for you, you don't want it, I place it in my farm. And true enough, it went viral. Sayang, sarang sa kanila na. So, but then again, they missed the opportunity. So, and it went so well. Like I said, we were flooded with visitors in 2017 and 2018. That it became a craze. It spread like wildfire in the Philippines, and it was replicated by many farms. Like there's one in Tupico, Tabato, and this is their advertisement for Mother's Day, for example. And they're using our variety. We made million sales out of our sunflower because of the campaign we did. This one I helped in Tiamon, Quezon. Sunshine Farm is basically, sunflower farming with a heart, because all the employees here are people with disabilities. So we taught the, people with disabilities how to grow. So we empower them. This one is in Pangasinan. So there's a lot of them. This one is in Caballes. He is an autistic child. So we believe in horticulture therapy. And this is a therapeutic medicine for him. And he's a very talented young artist, autistic. But the flower farming, this is Julian Harrison. So and right now, every day, every morning he goes to the field, plant his vegetable, feed his chicken, and then grow his sunflower. So and he's a very young, talented artist. So that's their farm in Caballes. There's one in Cebu, in Bicol, Romblon, Cagayan de Oro. These are the friends that I helped ask them to plant. So right now, Rocky and Raymond Mirabeno, these are a colleague of mine in college. I showed them the business of sunflower growing last 2018. So after they tried it, right now they're supplying Cebu and Northern Mindanao with sunflower. They ship to Cebu and they're growing about 80,000 sunflower on the season. So that means the market is still there for them. And this is how they package it. You know, they wrap it with a net and then ship it to Cebu and ship it to Northern Mindanao. And then I have another friend in Davao City. You know, they're actually a durian family. I mean, they grow durian. But I told them, okay, in your island, maybe you can try sunflower and then sell a little bit of it. So that's their durian and cacao is their specialty. They have their own branding. And they're quite known when it comes to durian. But then again, I asked them to do the sunflower. They started with 100 stems a week. Now they're up to about 300 to 500 stems a week at 75 pesos per stem in Davao City. So they're supplying only the Davao market. One friend,
To repeat, it's 45 million per hectare per 45 days.
4.5.
4.5
If you
million.
look at it,
4.5
Yeah.
per 45 days.
because right now the price is basically, 50 peso at the minimum per stem. If you know the market very well, 50 peso, like I said, per square meter you can do 9 to 10
Mhm.
plants per square meter. That's the basic calculation.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
4.5 million
per hectare,
per hectare per 45 days.
45 days if you have the market. So this is a high value crop and the input is so low. You know, in Thailand and Vietnam, you can never sell sunflower for 50 pesos. That's why they're surprised. My friend in Thailand and Vietnam, they were amazed that we can sell that much. For them, they can only sell it at 7 pesos per stem. Here, if you go to Danwang, prices are crazy. If you go to the flower shop, it's 250 pesos per stem. You see? And it's very easy. You don't need a greenhouse for this. You can grow it in the outdoor field. They love the sun. They love the heat. That's why there's sunflower, right? So all you need is an ample amount of irrigation water for that. So and that's why I said, okay, maybe it's time for me to take it easy and retire. So, and that's what drives me to do it. So the business of farm tourism, it's all about creating something that satisfies your sensory, how you feel about the place, what it tastes, what food you eat, the general atmosphere, the smell, for example. And that's basically what drives tourism to come to you. And the key factor would be, what kind of products and services you are gonna offer, your unique selling proposition or value proposition. And I would always say location, location, location. I'm not gonna put up a tourism farm if I don't have a road, or if I'm too far away from my target market. One consideration you need to do is to take a look, do a lot of research of which target market you're at. For example, we talk about Tagaytay. There's plenty of tourists in Tagaytay, but there's plenty of places to go to. So how can you drive them to come to you? That's one thing. Or if you talk about my place, the reason why I put my farm in Lukban, Quezon is because one specific factor, and that is fake tourism. Kamay ni Jesus. If you're familiar with Kamay ni Jesus, they have the #1 foot traffic in fake tourism in Luzon. They even beat Enchanted Kingdom in terms of foot traffic. So maybe later on I will show it to you. And that's basically my target market. So, Lukban, Quezon. So this is Bukid Amara. Everybody asked me why Amara. Well, I said coming from corporate is basically branding. It's not related to any of my family name. We just want a brand that sticks. Like, Lazada, Zalora, Advaya, 3-syllable branding. Amara. So it sticks. So, easy name recall. And that's basically where we started. This is the farm I bought last May 2018. Just last year. I'm now 1 year in operation. Just last year. When I saw this farm, you have a very very nice landscape. You have, at the back is Mount Panahaw, and then you have 2 hills, a rice field in the middle, a valley, and then a nice pork ground in front. So it was a rice field when I bought it. It's about 250 meters above sea level. That's how it looks like. I don't think you can see it from here. But it's basically a bare rice field. And by November, we have developed the land and created a farming system. By November. So in 4 months, we started opening the farm June 1st. So our anniversary is coming up. And then in November 1, we already opened it to parang soft opening to tourists. Because I want to test the market. Because November 1 is, All Saints Day. So people go home to the province. And at that time, we showcase some of our flowers. So if you would see this, in 4 months' time, we were able to turn around the bare land into a systematic farming system. And that's the key when you open up a farm business. First, you have to consider your irrigation water, like I said, and the soil. Luckily, my soil is very rich. It's volcanic. It's from Mount Manao. And then what we did is we subdivided the lot into lots or blocks, like A, B, C, D, E. And we assign that number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that when we do our production, everything is systematic. And then we put our center nursery here. Okay? And our facility here. This is the stock room and then the nursery. That's how we started. So that's why people are always asking us, how many years have you been in operation? When I tell them we're only 10 months and 11 months in operation, they're all surprised. How can we develop so quickly? It's a farming system that you have to employ. So basically, we work by the numbers. Everything is by the numbers. Meaning, if I talk about block, let's say C2, I would know that I can plant 2,000 plants there. So then I would tell my nursery guy, you plant 2,500 seedlings of sunflower. Because 50% is for survival rate and contingency. So everything is by the number. So then our language, our communication is very easy also. Because I tell them, okay, you plant B2 with 2,500 seedling now. And then after 10 days, you plant C1, 2,000. So things like that. So this is a farming system that we employ. So going back to proximity on target market, this is Caballes ni Jesus. When I was doing my farm selection, I told myself, I can never be 5 minutes away from my target market. So what I did for 1 year, I was looking for a land that is about 2 to 5 kilometer radius in Caballes ni Jesus. And finally, I should be in the main road. So that's my consideration. I need to be in the main road. So luckily, I found one, this is the main road of Caballes ni Jesus going to Lucena, and this is Lokban Diversion Road. And I'm just here, right 2 kilometers away from my target.